Unscripted, unshackled, uncouth.
What you're about to hear is for more mature audiences only.
It's Miguel and Holly, Uncensored.
Hello and welcome to the podcast. We are live on the Miguel and Holly YouTube and Facebook channel, so you can always check it out there after the fact if you want to see all of it go down. And for the first part, you are going to want to see it because I have a question. But also, I would like to ask you to please leave us a review and a rating on iTunes.
I mean, only if it's good, though.
Only if it's good. Thank you.
You can slide up in our private DMs and tell you how terrible you think it is.
Yeah, but just don't leave us a bad review.
Don't post that shit on the internet.
Yeah, on iTunes or Spotify.
Some people just really like to be dicks on the internet.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely.
So many people just like to be dicks in real life.
Yeah.
Like, I want to be like, you don't have to do this.
Especially when someone's living.
Like, have you tried not being a dick?
No. What does that mean?
Clearly.
No. But yeah, leave us a review, please. Also, especially since it's lots of travel season going on, and I found myself in a sort of podcast desert because a lot of podcasts that I listen to have taken time off as well.
Of course.
So we're still here doing it, and I think we're going to be back on our regular schedule now that we've taken some time off. But on Miguel and Holly full show that you can also listen to on iTunes and Spotify, leave us a review and a rating there too, please. We'd greatly appreciate it. So what I wanted to talk about real quick on video.
Okay.
So I have this shirt on right now, and Holly, can you describe it for me?
Yeah. So it's a gray button-down shirt with some really lovely flowers. Like they're white flowers with maybe fuchsia pink centers. Just looks very I don't want to say tropical. I think that's the wrong word. I want to say exotic.
Oh, I like exotic.
Because it reminds me of, like, seaside flowers, beautiful blooms, but also it's not like the colors aren't bombastic like you might find in a Hawaiian shirt.
Ah, got it. Yep.
Does that make sense?
Nope, that makes perfect sense. So here's what I'm wondering, because, as my evolving conversation on body image and how I talk about myself, but then sometimes some of the comments I say to myself, I think are just funny, even though it sounds mean to myself, but it's just, you got to take the good and the bad. And sometimes you just got to laugh at yourself and the inner dialogue that you have.
Wow, where's this going?
So this morning, or first off, let's back up. I was in Buffalo, New York for the Buffalo wedding reception that Abe and I had. And one of the things about being in Buffalo is they got some good ass food, girl. And I love their pizza and wings. Buffalo does it really well. Obviously, the originator of the wing.
Yeah.
And so I always request that we have lots of it.
Yeah.
And so we had it twice when we were there.
Man, I do wish I could have gone, but I'm glad that they had that whole thing for you.
Well, I'm just feeling a little robust and rotund after all that cheese and grease.
It was one weekend.
I know. Well, we got back Monday, so I'm still feeling very chunky. Now,
are you feeling chunky, or is your mind telling you that you feel chunky?
Oh no, I'm feeling chunky. But listen, this is even at the weight loss place I go to. They're like, go enjoy yourself. And then you get back on track. So last night we had chicken, vegetables, and salad. And I feel great. So
I have such a taste for salad. Yeah.
It's just, and it was good. It was a good Caesar salad too. So good. So this shirt that I have on.
Yeah.
This morning when I was in the bathroom, and I was washing my hands, and I did a quick side turn to look at myself in the mirror. And I was like, I look like my grandma's couch that she had when I was in high school in this. So not my physical shape, but this actual pattern and the way it hits from the side. So
Yeah.
Do I look like my grandma's couch from her apartment?
Okay.
Look.
Stand up.
Do I
Scoot
look?
back. Turn to the side. Turn to the front. No, you don't look like no damn couch. I wish there was a couch with that pattern. I'd buy it, but you don't look like it. I love that pattern. I've never ever seen a couch look like that. So I feel like you are mistaken.
I just had to make sure because I just distinctly got couch vibes this morning.
Whose couch has flowers on it?
My grandma's did. She had a couch with flowers on it. I wish I could get a picture quickly.
Well, I'm sorry that you have a memory of a flowered couch, but I don't know that I've ever seen a couch with a floral pattern.
Oh, Holly. Well, come the fuck on. Hold on. Now I'm going to pull one up. Hold on. Because it was a green flowered couch. And it was very nice at the time. Hold on.
I feel like we're trying to have a rational discussion about something that is irrational.
What do you
This
mean?
happens with my boyfriend a lot. Like, because I'll go with anybody about anything for the most part until something like tickles my brain and I go, wait a minute. Is this rooted in reality or are we having a logical conversation about something that's illogical? You don't look like a couch, period. You don't look like a fucking couch. So now that we've established that, any other further discussion about this is like an illogical conversation because I'll entertain it with you as I do with him. But sometimes I'm just like, all right, I need to remind myself where we're at in reality. So you're not a couch, nor do you look like one. I will acknowledge. Oh, good.
I've pulled it up. So
is that the one that she had, by the way?
It wasn't
Similar?
that. It was very like this is probably the closest I could find of it was probably a little lighter green than this.
Okay.
But that was very much like the couch my grandma had when I was and can you describe it, Holly, for the audio side?
It's like a stiff looking bench couch with like brass railing on the top of it, and it looks like a sort of silky material maybe, so it's dark green, and there is indeed a floral pattern of like reds and pinks and yellows on it.
Is this what I look like? You could just put two eyeballs.
No, it's just not. So
and a smile right there where you sit down.
Like this is why I'm like, all right, how far do we have to go into this fantasy world?
Okay, no, I just want to make sure that I don't like there's two eyeballs that are like right here.
No,
and then there's my mouth is on the place where you sit.
No.
That's awkward.
Just because a shirt has flowers on it and you've managed to find a couch with flowers on it does not make your argument logical any more than what you originally said. So
I just wanted to make sure.
Although I apologize because now I got to pull. My grandmother had a very I'm going to just type old, hold on, old lady.
All right, I'm going to stop
couch
sharing mine.
With cover. I wonder if it'll come up. God bless it. It doesn't. Because I was like, there can't be that many.
Oh, do you mean those. Like with the plastic cover that our grandmas had?
Yes, plastic. Oh, it was kind of like this one, maybe. Wait. Let me see. Okay, I'm gonna share my screen now. How do I view this bigger?
You have to, yeah.
Hold on. Okay, now I gotta go back over here and share my screen.
Mm-hmm. I can't wait to see this.
How do you do it?
What
picture in picture layout?
Yes, do that.
Oh, share screen. Don't show these tips.
No. Don't show these. Anne Marie Rossi said, my grandmother had shag carpet. They never changed over 50 years.
Do you see this?
Oh, yes. Oh, my gosh. I remember that.
This was
Yes.
the actual, I think, print. And we had like this, and it went around a corner. It's like a corner style couch, sectional, but it had like the little very fancy wooden foot pieces at the bottom.
Yes.
And it was never not covered in plastic.
I remember that because that was like from when I was like in the 80s, like probably when I was like, my memory was first coming to.
Yeah.
That I remember my grandma having a couch like that.
Yeah, my grandma had the couch. Then she gave it to us, and then we had the couch, which my mom took the plastic off of, and my grandmother was pissed.
Oh.
But my grandmother still had 2 chairs in orange version of this pattern that did still have the plastic covers on them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Come on, Grandma.
Anyway, let me stop sharing, and that's the end of that story.
No, so. I feel like, and I think where Adrian said, I guess all grandmas had flower couches. I mean, that was the design back then, and that was what was in. And also, too, there is this documentary that I watched on Netflix. I think it's called Rotten, maybe, or I watched so many different like sort of educational type documentaries, but there was one that talked about furniture in the U.S. and how back in the day, like when our grandparents were coming up and before that, when you bought furniture, like it lasted forever.
It really did last a lifetime.
You would like pass it down. Like my grandmother's dressers, I think that like in her will, it had like a piece goes to Uncle Philip, a piece goes here, because it was sturdy furniture that's lasted for generations.
I'm sorry, my mom still has all that. Like, so upstairs in my house was her little apartment. Her dressers are so heavy. I don't even know how the men that got them up there got them up there. They're heavy and they're dark wood, and they have been probably around since the 40s.
Yeah.
And her couch has now been since recovered, but it was my stepdad's parents' couch that they had in their living room in like 1950.
Oh,
it's been recovered several times, and my mom still has that same exact couch.
It's insane. So I wonder, like, what will our generation do with those types of furniture? Because
we have to throw them out. They're cheap as shit now. They're cheap. Like the reason those pieces lasted so long.
No. I'm saying those old pieces. Like, what will you do?
Oh, you mean passing them down? Like,
yeah. Like, are you going to pass that down to your 8-year-old daughter Maya? Those couches and stuff.
I don't got the room.
Right, because they're so big too.
That's the other thing. Like there is there used to be a mirror that went with it. We call it the dresser with the mirror, but it's long and low. It's so big, and even the tall dresser is just like you're like, is this the focal point of the room?
Right.
Because what the hell am I supposed to do with this? I don't know. It might end with me because I don't know what to do with it. We don't need it anymore. It's more, you can buy furniture cheaper.
Right.
Obviously, it lasts for like about 5 years, and then you have to throw it out because it was made out of plywood. But like the styles are so like old timey, and things are like the knobs are breaking off.
Right.
I just don't know what to do with it.
Well, and they're not as comfortable.
Would you have it? Oh yeah, none of this. My mom's upstairs couch, it feels like you're sitting on a rock.
Yeah, like I would not be able to sit down and like lounge like yesterday, because we got back from Buffalo Monday, and so yesterday we were like, we're not going anywhere, we're not doing anything, so we just literally laid on the couch and watched shows.
Aren't you glad we had the day?
I am. I'm very glad we had the day. I'm very glad, because I'm in that stage right now where we're new in Charlotte, that taking a day off, I'm like, oh my gosh, what?
I know, Miguel. I could see the terror in your eyes when I was like, I really want to take Tuesday off, and you're like, well, you can. I'm like, no. Stop. Get out of the pre-pandemic mindset. Like, you're allowed to take a day.
I'm like, no, we can't. We're new. We're going to miss a listener. Like what if someone that like tuned in because our other competition, they're on vacation, and we could be like, what? Ooh.
No.
It was great.
Yes.
I woke up this morning and I was like, hail the sunshine.
I know. I actually told my person last night, I was like, for the first time in months, I feel rested.
Right.
I mean, months. And like people might be like, all right, you silly goose. Like you had basically the entire month of February off. That was not relaxing.
Oh, girl, no. There
That
was
was
nothing relaxing about that.
stressful. That was not, it was emotional. It was stressful. I had a whole bunch of shit going on with my mother. Like, yes, we had off of work, but it was not.
It was still work.
Yes, it was. It was still work. We still had the new job coming up. But anyway, so this weekend, I literally finally felt rested. Thankfully. So thank
That's
God.
so good. So how was your 4th of July long weekend? What did you do?
All right. First and foremost, I want to apologize for a third time or a fourth time for not coming to Buffalo.
Oh my God.
I was posting a picture of a salad that I was making, and somebody on my Instagram DM'd me and said, "Surprised you're not in Buffalo." And I was like, which you know how I read it.
Hold on. Hold on. So I'm assuming that Holly O'Connor read it as, "Surprised you're not in Buffalo, you nasty stink-ass friend. Why do you sit here and say you're Miguel's best friend when clearly you're not? You're sitting here making your bitch-ass salad when you could have been in motherfucking Buffalo celebrating their gosh damn wedding, you stupid bitch." This is probably how the person actually meant it. "Oh, wow, that salad looks really great, Holly. Huh, I was just curious. Why didn't you end up in Buffalo for the wedding between Miguel and
Don't
Abe?
change the word. The word was still surprised you're not in Buffalo."
Surprised you're not in Buffalo with Miguel and Abe." That tone. I bet you that's how it was written. But you read it as the former.
Of course I did. Surprised you're not in Buffalo. Secretly wanted to type bitch. Where I did, like, I am well along enough to realize that it could have also been typed, "Oh, surprised you're not in Buffalo." I know.
Right.
So I replied and I was like, between my mom and my daughter, I was not able to. And they said, "Oh, I'm sorry." Which again, I was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." Or I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry." Like, I don't know, either way. So somebody did put something out. So I apologize. It was a little bit weird because I had expected, like, I knew my daughter was going to be with her dad this weekend, but let me see. We are rather lax with our plan. Like, if he's got something coming up, like, we'll shuffle things around. If I've got something coming up, we'll try to shuffle some things around, or like whatever. We're pretty lenient, which is nice.
Right.
All I'm saying is that for the past like 2 or maybe 3 years, I've had her over the 4th of July. And that's fine.
Right.
It just so happened that the 4th of July weekend landed on the weekend that was scheduled to be his. So I really wasn't sure. And so then he's like, "Yeah, that's my weekend." I was like, okay. So I figured I'd get her back on Sunday. But then again, I didn't know, but I planned for it. So I didn't want to try to get to Buffalo and all this and in between. Then on Saturday morning, I texted and I was like, "Hey, just either way doesn't bother me, but is Maya going to be home tonight or tomorrow night? Like, are y'all doing a thing Monday as well?"
Mm-hmm.
And then I didn't hear back. And then, or maybe I got the days wrong. Maybe I asked on Friday, whatever it was. A day later, I heard, "Oh, well, we'll just drop her off to you on Tuesday." That was surprising.
Right.
I was not prepared for that.
Right.
And I was like, "Oh, okay." So I ended up FaceTiming with Maya that day. And I know she was excited to do whatever their plan was on Monday. So I'm like, it's a very odd sense of something. I haven't really even put a name on it.
Mm-hmm.
But like oftentimes I long for just like a weekend like the one I just had, where I'm like, let me have like a good 2 days and 2 nights or even 3 to just decompress and get some stuff down around the house or whatever. That never happens. But then it did. unexpectedly. And I felt some type of way about it for like all day Saturday. I was like, oh my God, like, is everything going to be okay? Like, what should I be doing? I should be doing something. I feel bad. I feel guilty. Like, did I? Then I wrapped that up and I got over it. And so then Sunday and Monday, I had 2 whole extra days that I didn't think I was going to have free. So I relaxed. I have some stuff going on with my mom. I'll give you a quick 2-second update on that. But other than that, we just sat at the house and got interesting foods to cook. We did go out and have like a restaurant dinner one of the nights, but like, and did stuff around the house that needed to be done, and then watched movies and TV. Like, we ended up accidentally stumbling onto the original Star Wars trilogy and fucking watched that. Like, what? It was so relaxing, but I really had to struggle and push through to fully enjoy it. And I did. As a quick side tangent to my mom, she got kicked out of the place that she's in, right?
Oh my God.
So we've been trying to find a new place. Then they said she wouldn't take her medicine. And I was like, possible, because she's been a little off lately. But I also feel like the place just wanted her out. And so they sent her to the hospital Friday night. And I'm like, what are you going to do at the hospital? She can't stay. She's got like another 2 to 4 weeks of IV antibiotics. Very few assisted living facilities will administer IV antibiotics. It has to be done at a skilled nursing facility, of which she had been kicked out, and because she was aggressive. And so the hospital, I'm like, she's going to stay at the hospital for like 2 to 4 weeks. What's the plan? Hospital gets there and they're like, oh, they jumped the gun. She didn't need to come to the hospital. We gave her the IV right now. And I'm like, I'm like, well, she can't go back there. And they're like, well, that's where she's approved to be. And I'm like, they don't want her there. Obviously, they sent her here for no real reason. Like, they don't. So a very, very nice caseworker. I told her what I wanted ultimately. I have picked out a place where I want her to go permanently for memory care, because now we're at the point where she needs the memory care. I don't think she can handle an assisted living. It's too much free time, too much independence. Can't do it. We're in the end game. We're in a mess. I picked out a place. She can't go there because can't do the IV antibiotics. So the hospital like worked with that place, and they recommended another place. And so she can hopefully, she's in the hospital even today because pending insurance approval or acceptance, she can move to a temporary, really nice skilled nursing facility /ALF. And after that IV antibiotics is done, then she can move into the final place and will be done. This shit that started in January will hopefully be done. I can only fingers crossed, because now she's already screwing stuff up. Like, they called me yesterday. They're like, can you give us a little help maybe? Because your mom doesn't want to take her pills. And I'm like, so I talked to her on the phone, and she does not, like, she was totally out of it. I get the nurse back and I'm like, why does she sound drugged up? What is happening? And they're like, well, we had to give her some stuff to kind of keep her calm overnight. So she may be a little out of it still, but she's refusing her meds. And I'm just like, I've told her multiple times, and when she's with it, she tends to grasp this. I'm like, you are your own worst enemy. You're screwing this up for yourself. Like, I'm trying everything in my power to help you, and you are messing this up. Just listen. I leave her little notes. The nurses are there for good. Like, just listen to the nurses and the doctors. But then she gets an idea in her head that's false, and then believes it, and then acts accordingly. So it's just, so I dealt with that this weekend a little bit, but I've come to a place with this whole thing where I'm not in control. Yes, I'm the POA. I'm the daughter. I'm the one that's in charge of all this. And there's nobody but me that can really do it. But I'm tired of running myself ragged because I don't have the control.
Right.
I'm still going to do the best that I can, but I can't prevent her from falling into a completely like mind lost trap. I can't. There's nothing I can do in that regard. So I'm just trying to take each day as it comes, go through it. Point of that story is that's what's going on with my mom. But I was very, very glad. And sorry I didn't get to your reception, but I don't think it even would have been the smartest thing for me to do. With everything that's been going on and the trips that I have been taking over the past couple of months, I think it would, if it was best for me to just stay in my house,
Right.
watch TV, and just relax and
Well,
have some beverages.
That's one of those situations that we always say that you can't give from an empty cup.
Right.
And a wedding, a second wedding, or whatever the case may be, that falls into that case as well. I mean, that's one of the reasons why when people had to cancel for the wedding back in January, from coming from Buffalo or from anywhere because of whatever reason they said, was it disappointing and frustrating? Absolutely, because we wanted those people to be there and
Mhm.
we'd paid for it. But at the same time, if you are scared and you are in your 60s and you've had cancer and the last thing you can do is enjoy yourself at a wedding because all you're thinking about is I'm going to catch coronavirus and die, girl, I'd rather you stay home and feel safe and then we can celebrate another time. So in your case, you would have been on the phone having to walk away and do stuff and deal with stuff and worry about stuff instead of enjoying yourself.
Yeah.
And so that goes with anything in life. You have to make sure that you take care of yourself because then you're taking away from your experience and from everyone else's experience because then everyone else is like, are you okay? What's going
Right.
on? What's
Oh, yeah.
happening? Like, what do you need help with? You know?
Yeah.
So
I
it's
had
like,
to go to the hospital every day, by the way.
right.
And like there would be, and honestly, I would have had to have flown out Friday. Well, they took her to the hospital Friday. I'm like, it just wouldn't have worked out. So it worked out the best way it should have.
Right.
So my weekend, although there's nothing like fun or exciting, like we didn't take a weekend trip and we didn't do anything, like we won't for a while because we got to just, take care of stuff at home. It was nice and needed.
Mm. Well, this weekend in Buffalo started off with some just like hijinks because our friends Scott and Monica, who were flying from Tampa, their flight from Tampa to Charlotte or from Charlotte to Buffalo was canceled.
Mm-hmm.
So they had to figure out some different routes and stuff to do. So they had to fly from Charlotte to Syracuse, and it's like a 2-hour drive, and rent a car to Buffalo Friday night. And so I just felt awful for them. I was like, oh my gosh. So just trying to help them and make sure that they were taken care of. And then getting my mom up there to Buffalo from Atlanta, obviously, because we're in Charlotte and she's in Atlanta, and just making sure she got up there and that it was like getting there was like all this craziness dealing with our friend Scott and Monica. And then when my in-laws picked up my mom from the airport and took her to the hotel,
Mm-hmm.
our very good friend who was super, super nice and used and paid for my mom's hotel for the weekend, he booked the wrong hotel. And so it was like 25 minutes away from like everything that was happening. And
Oh.
so my mom is in the hotel by herself, and Abe's parents, I think they went inside with her, and they're like, we can't find a reservation. So of course my mom is like, freaking out. And so then Abe is having to deal with picking up our friend Scott and Monica from the airport, making sure they're good with their flight, then calling his friend to make sure that my mom's reservations could be transferred to the hotel we were really at.
Oh boy.
And so it was like all this. And so then we were just kind of also just like waiting with bated breath to make sure that our flights didn't get canceled or anything crazy up the way to Buffalo. So thankfully it was only delayed for about 45 minutes.
That we can handle.
So we were like, all right, we are good to go. And then I got freaked out because we got the hotel situated with my mom. And then my friends who were there for my wedding party had flown to Buffalo for the weekend. And they were like, we picked up your mom and we have her at a bar. And I was like, it's 3:00. Why y'all at a bar?
Oh no.
Why? No, my mom does not drink like that. Like, what are you doing? And they were like, she's having so much fun. And so like the last video that I got from them right before we took off to go to Buffalo Friday, it was my mom, 2 or 3 of our friends at this gay bar in Buffalo, and they were about to do a shot.
Oh my God.
And I was like, if my mom is drunk when we get there, because
Shots were involved.
Right? Because we were going to Abe's parents' house for pizza and wings Friday night. And I'm like, she cannot show up to their house for the first time drunk.
Well.
So thankfully, she did not take that shot. They were just trying to make me crazy because Lord knows people like to just have fun.
That wasn't fun for you.
It was not.
No fun was had.
Hour and a half plane ride, I was like, she gonna be drunk. They're gonna just like drop her off at the stoop, and she gonna stumble into Abe's parents' house and be like, "Y'all got some pizza and wings."
Oh.
So thankfully
Could
it was,
happen.
but it didn't. Thankfully, everything was fine. So
Mhm.
we had a great Friday night at their house, pizza and wings, and then Saturday was the big day.
Yeah.
Where we went to Abe's aunt's house, Aunt Liz, where they had like this big old tent, and everything set up with it catered with food, and then family members were coming in, and we had beer and wine, and it was super nice. And then we went and changed into our suits from the wedding, so some of the aunts could take pictures with us, or people could take pictures with us that couldn't come to the wedding. So that was really cool. The only weird thing is that, like, you know, Abe and I've been together for 5 years. We've been going to, and I've been going to Buffalo, you know, since then. But there's obviously, because of the pandemic, those 2 years where we didn't go.
Yeah.
Where I like remember people's faces.
Oh yeah. Well,
but not their names.
Why? I mean, I wouldn't either.
I just felt bad because you had people saying, "Welcome to our family," and I'm like, wait. Is that Susan or is that Connie? So I just felt bad. So I'm like, all right, literally before the next time we go, I don't know if we're gonna go for the holidays yet, but I'm like, I need people's names and their pictures so I can start putting name and faces together, because now I got no fucking excuse. I'm in the family. I gotta know.
He can help. Abe can help. You need a flow chart.
I need something. I need a family tree with people's faces and names and stuff like that.
I know. That's always nice.
But it's so funny just seeing his family come together, and just like, because every family has like the family this or the family that or friend of the family. And so you have like the people that are, what should I say? Conversation hoggers.
Yeah.
Where you're trying to like get to everybody, and then they're just hogging up the conversation.
They bogart the conversation. They just take up the whole thing.
And
that's everywhere. Everyone has those.
And Abe is not one that is a good, like, he doesn't play politics well with that, where he's not like entertaining them. He'll just start to be like, okay. Yeah, I know. That's funny, girl.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, yeah, hey, family
I know.
friend.
I'm sorry. You do that with everybody. And I mean, it's kind of annoying, frankly. Like,
I just feel bad because this person is like, oh my gosh, I've heard so much about you, and it's so nice to meet you. And
anything
you're like,
over 5 minutes though is like absurd.
I know.
have to be your wrangler sometimes. And like come scoop Miguel away from like a 20-minute conversation. Meanwhile, like 80 other people are like, hey, can I talk to Miguel real quick? And I'm like, well, not at this rate.
Well, so Abe is not a scooper upper. He just, bye.
Yeah, no, I will go and like gently, hey, just really need you really quick. Just right now, though, right now. Because then even then you won't wrap it up. And that happens when we're walking places too. Like I'm walking and then I look behind and Miguel got stuck back somewhere and I'm like, damn it! It's like I turn around and be like, hey, we're going. Hey.
Hey, we gotta go. I just don't ever want someone to be like, oh, that bitch think he too good to talk to us. Oh, look at him. He thinks he's
And then you make us late for other people who were like, oh, that bitch think he too good to come on time.
It's like you just can't win. You just can't win.
No.
But it was really nice. And then we went out after that for a little bit. We wrapped everything up. Took my mom to this gay club where she played darts and had Long Island iced teas. And I was
Okay.
like, oh, girl. So we
I
had
love
to
those.
wrap the night up after 2 of those.
Well, I was gonna say I don't love those. I would never get those again in my life.
No. I
I
remember
don't even drink liquor anymore, and when I do, bad things happen. So I'm not here for that.
I remember the exact last time I had a Long Island iced tea. It was my 25th birthday in Panama City Beach, and Tony, the Splash Bar, who owns the Splash Bar, he would just handed me my Long Islands it was Miguel Celebration, and I remember not even, you know how like you wake up and then your eyes open, so you're like conscious before you open your eyes. I remember before my eyes even opened, it felt like someone was banging an anvil on my head.
Oh man.
And then I opened my eyes and then my eyeballs hurt. And I was like,
No!
I didn't know my eyeballs could hurt. And then I felt like every eyelash hurt. And I remember we went to Red Robin at Pier Park for like the brunch lunch.
Yeah.
I had to leave before the food came because I felt so sick.
Yeah.
That
well,
was
you poisoned yourself.
You did, yes, absolutely. That was the last time I had a Long Island iced tea. I was like, never, ever, ever again.
First of all, nobody has any business mixing those amount of liquors together
No.
and topping it with a splash of Coke. Okay, first. And second of all, nobody had any business naming it anything having to do with iced tea, as there is none in it.
Where the tea?
Where's the tea, Long Island? What are y'all doing up there?
Not putting tea.
No, not. I think they have a very warped concept of tea. Because it basically was like, let's just mix a bunch of shit together and see what we can do. See if people will drink it. Oh no, it's just real crazy. So, yeah, and I can't do those. I did remember when the last time that I was in Charlotte, I had dinner with our promotions director and had 2 frosés with vodka toppers, and that wrecked me the next day.
Ooh, you were rough. You were rough.
I was so tired
when we had the meeting at the hospital?
Yes,
and you
I almost fell asleep.
No, you didn't. You fell straight asleep on the desk.
I did. Now, to be fair, it was partly the alcohol, but it had been a very rough 2 weeks, including a visit to my friend that was dealing with terminal cancer right before I got on a plane and then went to Charlotte. Like, it was a very emotionally rough couple of weeks and other stuff. So I think what happened was I was like, in my wrong mind, I'm like, I could do a frosé.
It's fine.
And then when I did 2 and I realized I'm drunk, then the next day I was like, I need to be in my bed right now.
Like this,
and I have things to do.
Not happen ever again.
I know. I'm considering even getting rid of the bar I have in my house.
Oh.
Like my partner doesn't drink, and I don't drink those drinks anymore. We never have people over. Like, if we did have a revolving door of people coming over requesting an aperitif or like a nightcap, like, sure. But it's just collecting dust. At what point do you maybe get rid of your home bar?
Yeah, I mean, if you're not using it, then what's the point?
I don't even know the last time I used it. I think the last time I used it at home was maybe like 4 or 5 or 6 months ago. I had run out of Trulies and I was like, well, I have regular seltzer water. I could just throw some of this. I think I have a flavored vodka into a flavored seltzer and try to recreate a Truly. And that's it. I think I got to get rid of it. Wow. Clear up some space. I don't know.
Here is the death to Holly's bar. An end
but I
of
feel
an
like
era.
I need it. I feel like I gotta keep it around for some reason.
No, you don't have to. Why?
Why? What am I gonna do with all those glasses and all that barware? And
well, I mean, I think you keep that. You just like put it away. Like you put it in a cabinet somewhere. So like on the off chance that like maybe down the line you do decide to have a party for something, like you have it, you don't have to like buy it. But I don't think it has to be on display. I mean, to me,
it's on display.
Yeah, like that's why you have that's the reason why we have a bar cart and all that stuff is for when our people, you know, the gays come over and they're all like looking over to be like, where's something to drink? But if you don't have that, girl, put it in the back of the cabinets, free up some space. Put an elliptical there. You gonna do that, Holly?
No. An elliptical. First of all, an elliptical wouldn't fit there. I don't even know what I would put there, though. So it'll remain until I figure out what I should do with that spot. Maybe I'll put more crystals and metaphysical stuff there.
Right? It's your witchy corner.
Make it a witchy corner. Hey, y'all. Used to get drunk here, but now we're just feeling spiritual.
We're making moon water and crystals.
Yeah.
Holly, what's all your social media?
Radio Holly on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram.
Mine is Miguel Fuller. You can find me everywhere. Thank you so much for listening. Please let somebody else know about the podcast. You can find it everywhere you listen to podcasts. iHeartRadio, on the Apple Podcast, Spotify. Leave us a review, please. And if it's not 5 stars, then you can bleep off.
Yep.
All right.
Bye.
We'll see you next time. Bye.
Miguel and Holly Uncensored.
Catch it on the iHeartRadio app or anywhere you listen to podcasts.